Please. Good evening, everyone. And as you know, that every Thursday we do exclusive webinar with our PMS customers, and hence I'm in front of you to discuss this. Remember, just a small disclaimer before I start the presentation, that investment in the securities are subject to market risk, and past performance is no indicator of future returns. So if you look at this market, the one basic fear that everyone seems to be having is about what would happen to the Fed rate hike. Will there be a Fed rate hike on 1st November? And the US market has started discounting that. Last month, in the month of September, when I made a presentation to you people, 39% there was a probability that there would be a Fed rate hike on 1st November 2020. And Jerome Powell is going to make a statement today in the New York, and that's also going to decide which direction the rate of interest. But then almost certainty looks like that on 1st November there will not be any rate hike. What is the possibility that happening on 13th December? That's the next FOMC meeting, and market seems to be more convinced there may not be rate hike even on 13th December. In other words, as per the market expectation, we should not expect any rate hike from Fed in 2023. The probability goes more than half on 31st January 2024 rate hike cycle. Now, why this is very, very critical? Because it does impact the sentiment. And market, see, previously when the FOMC meeting used to take place, no one even will bother to look at it. Why? Because it was hardly any matter. Everyone knew that kuch hone nahi wala hai, rate of interest is going to remain the same. But last 2 years or so, that debate has been, and that does impact the market sentiment. So right now, it looks like that on 1st November, there will not be the rate hike from the FOMC. If you go back and if you remember what I was saying, I was expecting rate hike to happen, but right now doesn't look like it is going to happen. But if you look at the mortgage rate, it's going up. What does this mean is that without rate hike, the US market is showing sign of higher rate of interest. If you look at 10-year treasury yield, 2-year treasury yield, they're all going up. So what action Fed wanted to do with rate hike, I think it started reflecting in the market, and that is so. Fed believes that if the market is doing its job, why should we basically do rate hike? That's what is basically happening. So don't expect a rate hike on 1st November. Of course, today Jerome Powell is going to make a statement, so let's try to understand what happens there. But the point I wish to convey is that what was looking 39% of rate hike last month has come down to only 6.1%. In other words, it's quite volatile, and it could be volatile on either side. The probability can go up and probability can go down. So these numbers are not sacrosanct. That's what you need to understand. But right now, market seems to be discounting there will not be any rate hike from the Fed. Now, this one question that keep coming to us are mid and small cap in the bubble zone. And as you all know, almost 83-84% of our investment in PMS is in mid and small cap. So I thought before you people ask me, let me preempt that question and try to answer those. Human memory, is a classical case of we all suffer from recency bias. We tend to believe what happened in the recent past must be happening for a very very long period of time. पर वैसा होता नहीं है. Our thoughts, our opinions are colored by what has happened immediately. So what I did actually, if you know that in 2022, then nothing happened to the mid and small cap. In fact, it went down. 2020 did well. The moment you expand 2 years time horizon for the mid and small cap, the small cap is up by 28% in last 2 years. Mid cap is up by 20.6, which is in 2 years, which is less than 10%. And Nifty 50 or Sensex just by 7.5%, which is less than even the bank FD. So when someone comes out with the report, someone makes a statement on the news channel that it's a bubble zone, I don't understand where is that bubble? ये बबल है कहाँ पे? बबल होने के लिए, फटने के लिए फुगे को बड़ा होना पड़ता है. वो फुगा बड़ा ही नहीं हुआ तो फटेगा कहाँ से? So remember, we do not subscribe to that view that there is a bubble in the market because the data says so. मैं तो नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, डेटा बता रहा है आपको कि डेटा में कुछ. See, market can crash. See, correction is a different story. Market can crash only and only if it has run up too quick and too fast. वो तो हुआ ही नहीं है. तो फिर ये दिक्कत किस बात की है? हाँ, of course, market did move up from April 2023, but it was needed also. Why? Because market remained in a very subdued manner for almost 1.5 years. But overall, so there's no bubble. Like, let me make it very loud and clear. But that's one set of data. But even if you look at the second set of data, that is mid-cap ka P, you look at this graph. You know that what you see is a dotted line is a median. And what you see, the blue line, is an actual P ratio. We are still below that. You look at small cap, we are still below that. So in terms of valuations also, we are not, and I'll show you some case very interesting data on the India Inc. numbers also. Now comes to the what happened to the market. And if you look at this last 1 week, the small cap index looks extremely good. There is a very famous saying in the market. More people lost in the market waiting for the correction than correction itself. कि हम लोग वेट करते रहेंगे, करेक्शन आने वाला है, आने वाला है, आने वाला है, वो आएगा नहीं. And the day you get frustrated in the market, that time you will put money. So if you look at small cap close in the red, while overall market was in the red, most of the indices, I mean to say, small cap close in the red, in the green. Mid cap did close in the red, but marginally 0.35%. But look at Nifty 0.86%, Sensex 1.17%, which clearly says that had there been a bubble, the small cap and mid cap should have significantly underperformed the large caps, which has not happened. Which also suggests very clearly, and in fact those who observe the market little closely, you will realize that at every decline in mid and small cap, there is a buying available. So कहने का तात्पर्य यही है कि मिड एंड स्मॉल कैप में शायद करेक्शन हो सकता है, क्रैश नहीं होने वाला है. एंड हेंस माय रिक्वेस्ट टू ऑल ऑफ यू, डू नॉट colored your opinion with the noise that is bombarded by some vested interest to make you believe कि mid and small cap में मंदी है. That's not been the case, and that's what clearly the data shows. India Inc. If you look at this, both on quarter and Y, It's a fantastic growth, both in top line as well as in bottom line. Y on Y, sales 16.7%, net profit 26.2%. That shows a lot of robustness in the. Of course, these numbers are only for a few limited companies. More numbers will keep coming, but the initial trend does give an indication that there is nothing to worry on this. And I was listening to some commentary from the India Inc. corporates. They continue to make us believe that the second half would be better than the first half. So there are a couple of reasons I believe the second half would be better than the first half. In an election year, lot of money goes to the Aam Aadmi. Why? Because you need, when you organize a sabha, you need people to come and attend that. Then you need people to ferry from one place to another place. Then you also need to feed them with the meal and this one. Chai, nasta, khana, jo kuch hai. What does happen to that? That money comes to the system. जो बोलते ना, हमारे में कहावत है, a parents will save lot of money for the wedding, and suddenly one day that saving of so many years comes and hit the economy. वैसे ही इलेक्शन का जो 5 साल में जो पैसा जमा करके रखते हैं ना पॉलिटिकल पार्टी, वो 5 साल का पैसा एक साथ इकोनॉमी में आ जाता है. So that's point number one. So that will not allow, so that more money will come into the economy. Number two, the number of marriages, and I was listening to some report which says that number of marriages in this season, November and December, is very, very high. A large number of marriages, and the amount of money that they're going to spend is very huge. What does that also mean? In a way, it's a stimulus package for the economy and for the India Inc. So second half is likely to be, and of course this time Diwali is little late. Of course, it always happens in the second half. It's not that it doesn't happen in the first half. Diwali is late, and that could be another reason. And this time there is no impact of COVID or something. So a lot of corporates are believing that अच्छा खर्चा होगा, अच्छा spending होगा. That makes us believe also that second half should be good as compared to the first half. And the numbers looks extremely good. But if you look at the interest cost, and this does not include banks and NBFCs, because for them, interest cost is raw material. It's gone up by 12.63% quarter on quarter. That's a steep jump, and almost 30% for Y on Y. So this number that you see is after adjusting for the higher interest cost. Okay. And of course, that this number does include banks and finance. This number does not include banks and finance. So both are not apple to apple comparison. But otherwise, interest costs are rising. And I think this is a one event that market will close very carefully. If I think market will again start looking at it, the company that's are leverage, let's stay away from those companies. Why? Because they may not be able to sustain higher borrowing cost for a longer period of time. So that's what the message comes out very, very clearly. Some of you people have started writing to us that they want to add more money, and that button is not available on the PMS website. I do understand that. So simply, I want to request you, please jot down this. In case if you wish to put more money in the PMS, simply write to us at upscale@themojopms.com. And when you write to us, please mention who is your relationship manager. And rest assured, our team will reach out to you, help you to do that, because we need to again send you one form which you need to sign, and then only you can transfer the money to our PMS bank details. So that's what will happen. So upscale@mojopms.com. Simple. And we'll do the restful. And please mention who is your relationship manager. So we know whom we should forward your email to the concerned relationship manager, and that relationship manager can get in touch with you. Those who wrote to us last week, I believe our team did reach out to you and help you with the upscale. But still, if it has still not happened, please do not hesitate to write to us again, and we'll be more than happy to assist you. With this, let's open the floor for question answer. Manish, is there possibility to purchase same shares in multiple accounts with my family in Soul and Power PMS 6 months in 6 account total, or should the purchase be staggered? So Manish ji, normally we buy as per our IP, and any given day we also look at the liquidity, possible liquidity available in that counter, and hence we restrict that. If you are saying that I want to have a mimic the same portfolio across all 6 PMS, we can try it. That's a unique question that you are posing us. I think I'll also discuss with my team. On the face of, don't take my word, what we call it, that I have promised. On the face of it, it does look like that, yes, it's possible, but still I have to discuss with you. What I would request you, Manish ji, is that just WhatsApp me this message. Manish ji will come back to you whether it's possible or not. If it is possible, we'll come back to you. If it is not possible, we'll tell you, sir, it's not possible because our system will not permit. But according to me, best of my understanding, I think it should be possible. Suresh sir is asking, I have transferred my Infinity Power portfolio shares to my PMS account on 27 September and transferred cash to PMS pool account on 28 September. So far, I have not been aware what the initial construct of my PMS portfolio and total initial value of this portfolio. I hope Market Mojo will implement transparency in this operation. Definitely, yes, sir. We will. My request to you, sir, please write to your respective relationship manager. Just forward this message also to me. I'll also take it up. Sir, you would have been given a login name and the password to log on to the mojopms.com. On that login, you can see the actual value of your portfolio. Actual value of the portfolio as of today, what we bought. And it will also give you idea whether you made profit or loss. So sir, it's very much possible, but nonetheless, I'll ask someone to help you with that. And in terms of transparency, Markets Mojo is known for its transparency. Number one. Number two, your money is not with us. Your shares are not with us. It's with the custodial. And our custodials are ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank. So don't worry. Everything is transparent. Everything is safe. We will tell you whatever query you have. We will absolutely resolve that. Please have it as this one. But nonetheless, I'll ask someone to reach out to you and help you with that. Vatsala saying, I have recently become PMS member for M20. My queries are as below. Frequency of updates in site, whether it's daily, weekly or monthly. Shall we, knowing in the site which stocks or locations were. So the portfolio, the overall portfolio movement is daily. जो आप देख रहे हो, latest value of the portfolio देख रहे हो शाम को. What we bought and sold, we will always be doing updates monthly. The previous holding, that is available any time to time. So what would happen? Suppose you had started in the month of August. तो अगस्त में जो कुछ दिया आपको सितंबर मिलेगा. Now सितंबर में हमने जो कुछ लिया है, जो कुछ बेचा है, that you will not be able to see in the month of September. But whatever there in August, you would be able to see. The portfolio will get updated once a month. The value of the portfolio, overall portfolio, will be updated daily. I hope that answers your query. TP, when do we get our quarterly statement and invoices for failure? Sir, I think most probably you should reach you tomorrow at the max with the complete details. And you know, if I can tell you what are the details you will get in your report, I'll just give you, will not show you something, but I'll tell you what are the. So you'll come to know about dividend income that has been done, capital gain, whether it's a long term, short term, what are the transactions that we did for the quarter, and so on and so forth. That all details would be made available in this report. So sir, just have patience. Tomorrow, maximum by tomorrow, you'll receive in your inbox. And this will happen automatically every quarter. So you don't have to worry about it. All the details will be there. And in fact, some of the customers also ask about the holding. That will also be form a part of your report, quarterly report. Chandra sir is asking, hello Sunil, I do not the construct of portfolio and the number of stocks. In your last presentation, it was mentioned as top 20, etc. I am sure the construct is made to mimic Infinity Soul. My doubt also arises because the mention of top 20, etc. Please clarify. So if you have understood your question, first thing you are saying you don't know what is the construct of a portfolio. Don't worry, sir. At the end of the month, you will come to know what is the construct of the portfolio. So don't worry, you will come to know. What I made a presentation is top 20 and top 20, top 10 and top 20 holding is to make you understand that we have a various portfolio. We don't follow model portfolio. Each portfolio is little different from other portfolio. Am I right? But if we combine every holding of us, which you're holding in PMS, what percentage top 10 holding accounts for? Not that necessarily that you should have the same top 10 holdings in your portfolio, or how much top 20 stocks accounts for of overall assets under management. That's what the data we have given. That doesn't mean that you own 20 stocks in a model in a PMS portfolio, or you own 10 stocks in your portfolio, PMS portfolio. No, that is only a summation of all the portfolios under PMS and what it accounts for as a percent of total assets under management. I hope, Chandra sir, that helps you. And as far as portfolio is concerned, you will come to know at the end of the month. Suresh Babu is asking what exactly discretionary portfolio means. Discretionary portfolio means that discretion is at our end, at the fund manager end, to manage your PMS. Will that impact the return in a big man and mean downside? No, it will not. On the contrary, it will more and more people, more and more interest rate remains stubborn. More and more government across the world or the central across the world will look at should we fund the deficit of US, because US is a borrower, is not a, and the other people are creditor because they are putting money in the buying the treasury. So for some reason, if they stop doing that, it could create a pressure on the dollar. That's number one. Number two, Indian economy itself is doing very well, and that's the reason I believe eventually Indian rupee should show strength against the dollar. And as we all know that in debt market, the JP Morgan has come out with that fund where India's weightage is going to keep increasing starting next year. And that means there's more inflow coming in, that means less demand for the dollar and so on and so forth. That would really help to reduce the pressure on the rupee. So that's the reason why we believe rupee should logically appreciate because of purely strength in the Indian economy, deterioration in the US economy, and India forming a part of the debt instrument. Number one. Number two, your second part of your question is IT service, pharma, and a host of other export services suffered. You are right. It will have some impact on their earnings. Is it going to be a substantial impact? The answer is no. So I hope that makes it clear. I had powered portfolio made switch to Srinivas sir is asking to portfolio. I don't see any change made in the equity holding that are aligned to the soul strategy. Is there any communication either as to when I can expect the change? Sir, we will, so you will be able to see the change in the portfolio at the end of the month, number one. Number two, as and when we need to change the stock, see the reason why it is not done because the stock may be part of the portfolio, our master list, number one. Number two, it's not breaching, that small cap is not breaching 20% limit. And that's the reason the portfolio may be the same. But as and when the shufflement would happen in your portfolio, it will happen. We don't intimate, we don't inform you and we'll do the changes. We'll do the changes. And at the end of the month, you can see what company we bought and what company we sold. So that's how we'll come to know. Large capital ISO companies are restricting new equipment guided by management is not very. Alkesh is asking, not very. Do you believe IT software small and mid-cap alternatives to exposure to large IT investment? See, yes, you are right that many company have decided that they are not going to what we call hire more people or the number of people will come down uh, uh, in their head count. The positive side of that is that the input cost that was going up for the Indian IT software company now will remain under check. And that will help them to maybe even expand the margin. So that's one. But your second part of your question is that should it be more favorable to invest in small and mid IT company? We also believe that. So if you, as you know, that in our PMS, our highest exposure is to IT software. And we do believe that some of the mid caps which we are holding in our portfolio should outperform the large cap. That's another reason. If you look at our 83-84% of the total holding is in mid and small cap. Within that, and if IT is the largest holding, it's very obvious that it would be from the mid and small cap. Otherwise, had it from large cap, then we can't have so much exposure to the mid and small cap, isn't it? So very obviously, we are also bullish on small and mid IT software company, and we continue to believe that they should outperform going forward. Today also, if you look at one IT company said that they achieved what they achieved last full year in FY 2023, they achieved in the first half of FY 2024 only, net profit. Another company came out with the strong numbers and made a statement that we do see a strong growth in the second half, IT software company. And today that company, which we are also holding in our PMS, has gone up by 5% or so. Another big IT giant came out with the number saying that they do expect even the second half as better than the first half. And that company also and these are two large cap companies I'm talking about, am I right? They did very well and post result. So I think yes, it's not that all large IT software companies are underperforming. Some are definitely underperforming. But if you look at the mid and small cap versus large cap, yes, mid and small large IT companies, software companies are likely to perform better as compared to large IT software companies. Om Prakash sir is asking, sir, I don't understand, add or reduce lump sum funds. Reduction क्यों करना है सर आपको? तो as we said, do not bring money to the PMS which you need for next 3 to 5 years. अगर वो 3 से 5 साल थे तो फिर अभी रिडक्शन बटन देके फायदा क्या है? And as I told you, please write to us at the our email ID upscale@mojopms.com in case if you would to add money to the PMS. I'm happy to inform you that quite a few investors who started with us have added more money to the PMS and good amount of money they put in. So in case if you also wish to do that, please do that with simple upscale@mojopms.com and you can add investment in that. For some reason you want to reduce, so some reason, we are not saying there is no kind of it's not that you can't, there is no lock-in in the PMS. For some reason, if you wish to withdraw money, please write to us and we'll be more than happy to redeem that amount in case if you have emergency on that. But my advice would be, please do it only in the case of emergency, and that should be the last resort to touch your PMS portfolio for reduction in the portfolio. You should remain committed for minimum 3 to 5 years when it comes to the PMS. Gaurav is asking, Sunil ji, feature of OneView portfolio which combine our infinite board of personal now at the PMS portfolio is not featured there. While I understand that you do not wish to disclose scripts, but at least the value of the portfolio can be. You are right, sir. I think Gaurav ji, if my memory serves me right, I think last time also you mentioned this point. I need to discuss with my team, my product team, how best we can incorporate that. That is there in our agenda. Give us some time. We will come back to you how much it is feasible to do that, because we are right now talking about 2 different websites to do that. But let me come back to you, sir. It's there in our agenda. Naresh, my PMS account still not operational primarily due to the delay of opening in ICICI Demat. I plan to transfer combination of sales and money transfer to make 60 lakh amount. I hope this is okay. So Naresh sir, what we have been advising clients is that you can sell your shares and you can give us the money. When you sell your shares, that first let me tell you what is the downside to it. Downside is that you may have to have incur a capital gain tax. Another downside to it is that you may have to pay brokerage when you sell the shares. If it is from Zerodha or someone else, then you don't have to pay even brokerage there. Upside is that when you give us the fresh money, our system will select the best stocks available as of today and it will invest. According to me, the advantage outweighs the disadvantage. And my request to you, sir, instead of giving combination of shares and money, please transfer money only of 60 lakhs. बेस्ट जो शेयर्स जो है उसका वो पैसा बैंक में चले जाओ, RTGS करके दे दो. See, there is one more thing I must tell you, everyone. That some of you basically have given us money. For example, someone said, I want to invest 2 crore. Now, this person has already given us 1.6 crore. Can we start his portfolio? The answer is no. We cannot start his portfolio. We want that 100% committed amount to hit. Then only we can start. So that money is remaining idle at the bank. We are not making it work for you. So please remember that those who have been partially funded, it's in your interest. You should make it fully funded. Number one. Number two, given a choice, I would suggest you to please sell your shares, give us the money so that we can start the new we can construct the new portfolio based on the IP. But having said that, even if you wish to do combination, nothing wrong with that. It's only thing it will get delay. As you all know that we have stopped advising infinity. I don't want your portfolio to remain unattended for a longer period of time. Why? Because it could impact the portfolio returns. Vinod Kumar, I think 6 out of 10 stocks in both sold power. What is the use of keeping 2 PF in PMS? Is there a number of Mojo stocks in your master which is relatively doing well? Is it not better to avoid similar stocks in those 2 PMS portfolio? So, Vinod Kumar ji, it's a brilliant question. First thing, let me just clarify that our IP of PMS and markets Mojo are different. So, it's not necessary that the Mojo stocks could be part of your investment list. So that let me just clarify that. So don't get confused with the master list of Mojo stocks and master list of PMS. Now your question is that मेरा 6 से 10 में से 6 स्टॉक तो कॉमन है. So why should we have 2 portfolio strategy? We will always look at each portfolio independent of each other. Why we do that? Because our endeavor is that both the portfolios should outperform. That's our endeavor. And hence, whatever that company that fits into that strategy, whether it's a soul or power, our system will pick up. And by doing that, if there are some common stocks, so be it. How does it matter to you, sir? Ultimately, if your portfolio is outperforming, that's what matters. Because ultimately, whether I have invested in ABC Limited or I have invested in XYZ Limited, what you are looking from us, that are we able to generate alpha on the portfolio or not? So that's the way you should look at it. And number one. Number two, even though the number of stocks may be same, not necessarily the weightage would be the same. Am I right? The weightage could be different. So sometimes stocks may be common, but because of the weightage, both can have a different trajectory altogether. I hope that answers you, Vinod Kumar ji. In case if you are still not satisfied with my answer, please put it and I'll request him, this gentleman, to please pick up your question again. Kathiraman is saying, where can I find fee details? High watermark, consider an amount of dividend details distributed in PMS. Sir, as I was explaining someone that we will send you the details of every quarter, dividend you received, capital gain that we made, long term or short term, that and high watermark would be made available on our website very soon, where you can see what is a high watermark. So right now, whatever the investment amount that you gave is a high watermark for us. Am I right? The once we charge the performance fee, then that performance fee, that value becomes a high watermark. So we will give the details on the, so you will be visible to you on the homepage only, or not on, if not on the homepage, in your other details, where somewhere in the inside that will be made available. Since we are in the process of making the website, we are revamping the website. We'll come in front of you and we'll do show the complete demo of that website to help you understand which details is available where. In fact, I must tell you that even that website would consist of what is the dividend income you have received, what is the capital, in case if you wish to take out that information on your own also. Otherwise, every quarter we are going to send you the details without any fail. So I believe in the interest of time, it's 8:10 now, and you may have more questions, but we will wind down today for the today right now here only. In case if you again wish to add money, please write to upscale@mojopms.com. Please mention your relationship manager so that we can forward that your email to that lady or the gentleman, and they can help you to complete the process of adding more money. With this, thanks a lot everyone taking time out. Have a great time. Please remember, mid and small caps are not in bubble zone. Thanks. Good night.